I'm Alex with Predator Poachers, and right now we're gonna find ourselves an RC Predator. This is the kind of guy that likes to buy toy-grade RCs. What's up, Nitro Gang? I'm wearing a white shirt. That could only mean one of two things. I ran out of clothes, I'm going on a Nitro vintage road trip, or I'm gonna be unboxing another fit scale. Oh, hold on, that's three things. Well, which one do you think this is gonna be? We are gonna go do another LETGO deal right now. Before I go, let me tell you about this deal. I'm gonna put up a couple screenshots here from the app to tell you exactly what I am expecting. So this is a lot of two Traxxas's. Now, for those of you that say I'm a Traxxas fanboy, well, I can't help it. This is a lot of two Traxxas's for an amazing price. One is the Traxxas T-maxx. As you could tell here in the pictures, it's the one on the right, and the one on the left is a Traxxas E-maxx. Now, I've really wanted an E-maxx for a very long time. I actually used to own one years ago, the twin 550 motor 14.4 volt EVX2 setup.
The Traxxas E-maxx gives you all the power and speed of Nitro with the quiet convenience of electric. The E-maxx has the same great wide-back suspension and legendary durability as the T-maxx, but the power comes from twin Titan 550 fan-cooled electric motors and dual 6 or 7 cell battery packs. The battery packs are connected in series for up to 16.8 volts of high-powered excitement. Radio-controlled Car Action magazine said the E-maxx was unquestionably the best-performing electric monster truck ever. The programmable EVX electronic speed control is manufactured by Novak Electronics.
That thing was incredible. Now, compared to today's electrics, of course, it wasn't as fast, but it did have a high and a low gear, and I really love the 2-speed transmission. It looks like this particular one has it as well. I was able to negotiate a deal of $200, which I think is very, very fair, a good deal for me, and probably a pretty okay deal for the owner. It looks like he has spent a lot of money on both of these. Just those Proline Street Rage tires alone are a fortune. The aluminum components on the T-maxx and the E-maxx are probably over $500 worth. Of course, aluminum is not, in my opinion, one of the best upgrades you can get because it weighs the truck down, and then you got to use thread lock everywhere. But money was spent on both of these, I can clearly tell. There's also a huge amount of parts. It looks like an extra set of wheels from a Sport-maxx. Now, neither of these are a Sport-maxx unless the T-maxx, which I think is a T-maxx, was converted to look like a T-maxx, you know, down the line, which is highly possible. What I really like about the E-maxx is it's already been converted to a brushless setup, and of course the stock motors are also included in this deal. So years ago, when you had an E-maxx, one of the best upgrades you can do is get a Novak HV Max brushless upgrade. That converted 2 of your 550 brush motors to run just one brushless system, and that thing was a beast. You needed driveline upgrades right away. So I'm pretty excited. I never had a brushless E-maxx in my life. Now today people get the E-Revos, but I like the old school stuff. I like the E-maxx. Okay, so right now, let's go. It's kind of a lengthy drive, but the seller agreed to meet me mostly halfway, which if you watch this video later on, I want to say thanks, man. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. I could be running my Revo right there in the back, but we're on our way to pick up a couple of used Traxxas. Let's go. We are about to leave Staten Island. We're gonna take the newly rebuilt Goethals Bridge. You guys are in for a nice ride. Prius has no problem making up the bridge. Who says this car is slow? It's fast enough to make it up the bridge along with every other Ford and Mazda on the road, so what's the big problem here? Gonna take the New Jersey Turnpike, I-95 north. Another toll. Okay, we just crossed into Jersey. The speed limits here are a little bit faster. You know, in New York City, it's usually 50. Here, you could do 65 if conditions permit. GPS, stop talking while I'm talking. Who's boss here? Somebody tell this Buick in the front to go a little faster. Buick should have been discontinued along with Pontiac. Actually, you know what? We should bring Pontiac back. They had some cool stuff back in the day. And you know what? So did Buick. I don't know what happened to them since. All right, guys, I made it. This is New Jersey. Teterboro Airport is right behind me. There's planes literally landing as I record this video. I'm in a Walmart parking lot right now. I'm waiting to meet the owner of the RCs, but for now, I'm just kind of enjoying the small planes going by me and maybe giving it a little bit of a thought. So, guys, I got over 57 miles a gallon on this trip to Walmart here. Basically, I'm gonna be spending very little money on fuel. A lot of you guys think, hey, the Prius gets like 25, maybe 30 on a good day. You know, it's basically like a Toyota Corolla or a Honda Civic. No, this car is 100% more fuel efficient than any other small 4-cylinder car. This is why I drive a Toyota Prius, because I want to buy a couple used RCs right now. I'm Alex with Predator Poachers, and right now we're gonna find ourselves an RC Predator. This is the kind of guy that likes to buy toy grade RCs. Well, you should be buying T-maxxes and E-maxxes that are of age. It is highly illegal to buy RCs that are so young.
Willie, come on. That's called
That's what I'm saying.
grooming.
Like, there's never.
You do a better job of grooming your hair than a 14-year-old. I'll give you that, though. You're pretty. I'm gonna call you Slick Willie. Slick Willie. It's not. Why would you ask a 14-year-old that, Willie? So, if you're really not a predator, you're going to be lumped in with those people now because you came to Walmart. And you know what? I don't know, Willie, but the fact is that the very first thing you said, I'll go back on Grindr.
I didn't find any predators trying to buy any underage RCs, so I got myself some donuts. 12 glazed donuts from Walmart for only $3.99. This is like the best deal I have ever seen. It makes me kind of forget about all the crimes all these people that Alex on Predator Poachers catches. All right, more on the Traxxas T-maxx and E-maxx now. You guys see what I'm holding right here? That's right, my new pickup. The white shirt was a success. This is the E-maxx right here. Looks like it's had a lot of extra aluminum added to it, pretty much the whole front end and half of the rear end. But I could already tell this needs a good amount of wiring work. The connectors coming from the ESC are missing leads. No big deal, I'm a soldering guru, that should not be a problem. This right here is a T-maxx 3.3. This also has had a good amount of work done. It's got the upgraded Traxxas steering servo, has a bunch of aluminum parts, it has the Proline Road Rage wheels. Some do need to be glued. If you notice, the wheels are extremely wide on this one. That's not only because of the suspension arms, that's because it has extenders on the wheels themselves. A lot of money and effort was put into this truck, and guys, I'm gonna get this running sooner or later, no matter what. I also have a huge bin of parts that came along with this RC. I'm not even sure what's inside there. The bodies it came with, we have the original T-maxx body. It's in average condition, pretty good, nothing really wrong with it. We also got a Chevelle body. The owner painted this. He put in a lot of effort and work into this, and we're gonna make this run soon. I really like this style of body. This is a giant bin of parts. I'm not even sure what's inside, but from my gathering, a lot of the stock suspension components and pretty much everything that was converted into aluminum should be included here. But guys, this is just a look in the as-picked condition, because this is the channel where you guys can definitely trust any thumbnail, anything I say. I am eventually going to be jumping over the moon, even if it's a fake thumbnail. It doesn't matter. And now let's go home. I myself am excited to check out what's in this parts bin. Actually, I love looking at parts, even if I know I'm never gonna use them. It's like one of those things, how many parts can you have? Well, the answer is never too many. Let's go check them out. Let me show you just how wide this T-maxx actually is. We're gonna be comparing it to the Traxxas Revo 3.3 here in the back. Check this out, guys. You could see that the tires on the left side are left aligned, and on the right you could still see it's basically about an inch wider. Now this is the newest, widest 3.3 Revo you can get. This is probably the first edition of the T-maxx that had the 3.3. They were nowhere as wide as this particular one is right now. Here we go, RC treasure hunting. Let's see what we're gonna get inside here. Toolbox. I always like to have toolboxes in anything I get. Could always use these things no matter what. Here we go, guys. Looks like a bunch of different spare parts. I like this. I could definitely use some associated shock oil, 35 weight for any of my nitros. That's always useful. You always want to have at least a couple extra glow plug wrenches. These come in handy. The rest of this stuff, this looks like the original Traxxas 2055 servo. Blah, blah. That don't matter. WD-40, a little bit in there. Also useful. Okay, enough of this. Let's get to really what matters. The Traxxas SportMax wheels. Man, I tricked you guys, huh? Yeah, I actually like these wheels. I always wanted a SportMax. The SportMax was the single-speed version and two-wheel drive of the T-maxx when it first came out. Eventually, the SportMax did get a two-speed transmission, but this style of tread was particularly unique to the SportMax. It was the very lightweight variant of the T-maxx chassis. And guys, I gotta say, this wheel is really, really lightweight. I might actually wind up using these. They're just a little bit terrible on the outside, but the rubber itself is fine. No big deal here. Let's see what else we got. Got a whole bag of, yeah, clearly a bunch of parts. We got a glow plug igniter charger here. Habico Hotshot 2. Don't know if it's in here or not. Got the original T-maxx chassis right over here. blue aluminum chassis. Man, I like how this is. The stock receiver here, bunch of aluminum parts. And here we go. The star of the show. I used to have one of these years ago, the EVX ESC for the E-maxx. This ran dual batteries. It ran dual motors. This thing was pretty expensive. It was actually made by Novak, it says right here. So this thing was pretty good quality at that time. The rest of this, I'm not really gonna get into deep. We have some exhaust parts, pretty much all of the stock suspension components, a couple chassis I see, the stock bumpers. The rest of this, I'm not gonna go through right now. I'm gonna look at this later when I need some parts. But this is always good to have. We have the remotes. These are AM remotes, 3-channel, because we have the toggle switch here. Not particularly worried about those either. Let's see what's over here. Oh, some of you guys might like this. An original Michael Jordan trading card. When I was a kid, everybody used to collect basketball and baseball cards. I'm not sure if this is worth anything. If you guys know, put in the comments below. We'll see. The rest of this, we got like chargers over here. I'm not gonna use this. This is an old school charger. I mean, they used to be huge back in the day, but this doesn't really matter today. We got a couple motors. This is the original E-maxx motor that it came with. It had 2 of these. These are 550 can motors with built-in fans. I actually like these motors. My E-maxx was pretty quick with just these, but some guys did want to do the upgrade, and they did. I'm not gonna go through the rest of this now. If there's anything interesting in here, I will let you guys know.